Beloved soul, hear me clearly. What approaches is not just another turn of the calendar, not just another passing of hours between sunrise and sunset. The days of August 29th through 31 are marked, etched into the fabric of time as a cosmic threshold where the universe pauses, evaluates, and weighs the balance of your choices, your frequency, and your alignment. These are not ordinary days. They carry the aftershocks of the new moon, vibrations that ripple through hidden layers of reality, pulling truths out from the shadows and demanding that nothing false can remain standing. Spirit whispers, caution, pay attention, do not sleepwalk here, because in this narrow passage of days, what is unseen becomes seen. What is hidden in your spirit is forced into the light, and what you refuse to acknowledge will return like a storm at your doorstep. It is a time of testing, not to break you, but to prove you, to reveal if you are ready to ascend into the higher timeline you've prayed for, or if you will be pulled back into karmic repetition. Every choice, every word, every thought in these 3 days carries more weight than usual, echoing louder across the corridors of your destiny. The line between past and future, illusion and truth, stagnation and rebirth will be drawn, and you will be asked, which side are you standing on? The new moon has planted seeds in silence. Yes, but the universe does not allow seeds to simply rest without challenge. Before the harvest comes the storm, and before clarity comes the shaking. These days after the moon's rebirth are like a cosmic lie detector test. The energy will pull at the weak threads in your life, exposing where you are out of alignment, where you have been pretending, where you have been compromising your soul. Understand this, August 29th to 31st is not punishment, it is a revelation. The veils are pulled back, the masks are stripped, and the illusions dissolve. You will feel it as a pressure in the air, as if time itself slows, watching you, measuring the vibration of your heart. The universe is asking, are you living the truth you claim to want, or are you still dancing with the shadows of your past? These are soul audits, checkpoints along the sacred path of awakening. What you choose now determines not just the days ahead, but the very fabric of your timeline for months, even years, to come. Between these 3 days, energy is dense yet alive, almost electric. It carries with it a storm of clarity, but also the temptation to react impulsively, to fall back into familiar cycles. You may feel triggered, tested, provoked, because Spirit is showing you exactly where your healing still lingers, unfinished. These tests are not random. They are designed, orchestrated with precision. The situations that rise now are karmic mirrors, reflecting not just who you have been, but who you are still becoming. Imagine standing before a cosmic doorway. On one side is the familiar patterns, habits, fears you've repeated across lifetimes. On the other side is the unknown higher alignment, soul expansion, divine breakthroughs. But the doorway only opens when you prove you are conscious, awake, and unwilling to compromise your vibration for temporary comfort. August 29 through 31 is that doorway. Some will walk through, some will hesitate, some will miss it entirely. The question is, which will you be? I tell you this with urgency. These are not background days, the kind you can float through unaware. They are choice days. Every decision is magnified, every thought amplified. The cosmic law is clear. Energy responds to awareness. If you drift unconsciously, you risk being swept back into karmic loops that you thought you escaped. If you rise with awareness, you step onto a higher path. Spirit is issuing a final warning. Pay attention. Relationships may shift, opportunities may appear and disappear. Old wounds may resurface, but all of it is strategic. None of it is random. These events are orchestrated so your soul may choose, repeat the lesson or transcend it. This is why the afternoon moon energy feels heavy, almost destabilizing. It's shaking loose the old foundations so that only the true, only the aligned can remain. Beloved, don't mistake silence for safety. Just because the sky looks calm doesn't mean the energy is. The most powerful storms are the ones you feel in your spirit before you see them with your eyes. August 29th to 31st is one of those storms. It is subtle yet seismic, invisible yet undeniable. Spirit wants you awake during this time, because those who are asleep will drift into cycles they prayed to be delivered from. But you who are watching this, you are being warned so that you may move differently, consciously, deliberately. The universe is drawing a line in the sand. On one side, the life you've outgrown. On the other, the life waiting for you. The days after this new moon are the bridge. Step carelessly, and you fall. Step consciously, and you rise. As we move into the energetic landscape of August 29th, you will feel the aftershocks of the new moon like tremors beneath your spirit. The new moon was the seed, but the days after are the awakening of that seed, and not all seeds sprout in light. Some crack open in darkness, releasing what has been hidden within you for too long. Expect sudden surges of energy, almost like spiritual earthquakes within your body. You may feel restless, unable to focus, or deeply emotional without clear reason. That is because the moon's echo is shaking the hidden layers of your subconscious, pulling out fragments of the old self for final release. Spirit is saying, do not fight the cracking. Do not fear the tremor. It is the sign of your becoming. During these days, the veil between timelines thins. Normally, we walk through life believing time is linear, steady, predictable, but between August 29th to 31st, you may sense overlaps of realities, as though your soul is standing in two places at once. This thinning is why déjà vu may intensify, why you may feel like you've lived certain moments before, or why dreams seem to bleed into waking life. Pay attention to this thinning of the veil, for it means the choices you make are vibrating across multiple potential times. A word spoken in anger may echo far deeper than usual. A choice rooted in love may open doors you cannot yet see. This is why Spirit warns, move carefully, move consciously. The fabric of reality is more malleable now, and your vibration is the pen writing your future. The emotional triggers rising during this time will not be random. They are strategic activations designed to test if you have truly healed or if you are still carrying the residue of old wounds. You may find yourself irritated at small things, suddenly overwhelmed by old memories, or face to face with people or situations that mirror your deepest insecurities. Do not mistake these triggers as punishments. They are invitations. Invitations to rise above, to respond differently, to prove to the universe that you will not return to old cycles. Spirit whispers, how you respond now will determine the cycle you carry into September. And yes, beloved one, old cycles will resurface for closure. People from your past may suddenly message you. Memories long buried may replay vividly in your mind, or unfinished karmic threads may appear out of nowhere. Do not panic. This is not regression, it is completion. Think of it as the universe handing you the last pages of a chapter, saying, will you finally close this, or will you rewrite it all over again? If old pain stirs, honor it. If old temptations return, face them with awareness. The past is resurfacing not to trap you, but to give you the power to release it for good. These resurfacing cycles are not always dramatic. Sometimes they appear in whispers, familiar patterns, repeated conversations, choices that feel eerily like déjà vu. These are karmic loops offering final lessons. The loop will test your awareness. If you react unconsciously, you step back into the cycle. If you pause, breathe, and respond differently, you break free. Spirit is clear. What you do in these days is magnified. A single choice can either set you back months or accelerate you forward beyond measure. This is why you must walk carefully, as if carrying sacred water in your hands, every step deliberate, every word intentional, because truly you are. Beloved one, as the moon wanes into her first shadowed days after her rebirth, she becomes not a soft companion, but a mirror, exposing truths you may have tried to avoid. Between August 29th and August 31st, you will feel this as an intensity pressing against your aura. It may feel like time itself slows, like reality bends in strange ways, because it is. This is a corridor where karmic gravity pulls strongly, where souls feel the weight of choices more than usual. For some, this may manifest as sudden heaviness, exhaustion without explanation, waves of sadness that appear like clouds across the heart, or restlessness that drives the body but not the spirit. For others, it may feel like being split between worlds, one foot in the past, one foot in the future, unable to find ground in the present. Spirit whispers, this is not confusion. This is recalibration. The universe is pressing pause, giving you the rare chance to witness the architecture of your soul's timeline and to see with clarity what is meant to be carried forward and what must be left behind. Old arguments may replay in your mind, unfinished conversations may haunt your heart, and opportunities you thought were closed may appear once more. Do not panic. This is not regression, nor is it chaos. This is divine order. This is spirit revealing where the threads of your karma remain tangled, so you may untie them before stepping fully into September's doorway. The key here is not to rush, not to react, not to force resolution. Instead, step into observer mode. Notice the loops, witness the echoes, breathe into the discomfort, because the discomfort is the signpost that you are nearing the edge of a karmic ending. Every tremor, every wave of emotion is the universe asking, will you choose differently this time? And yet, beloved, this thinning of the veil is not only about difficulty or heaviness, it is also about revelation. In these 3 days, the distance between you and your higher self shrinks. Dreams may become more vivid, filled with symbols you cannot ignore. You may wake in the night with phrases echoing in your spirit, or with sensations of déjà vu, so strong they leave you breathless. These are not accidents. The veil is thin because spirit wants you to remember who you are and what you came here to do. The messages that come to you now are not ordinary. They are downloads from higher realms, guidance coded directly into your subconscious. Pay attention to repeating numbers, songs that seem to find you, or conversations that strike like lightning in your soul. They are not coincidences. They are the breadcrumbs of destiny, guiding you toward your true path. But here lies the paradox. At the same time that truth becomes clearer, illusions also fight harder to keep their hold. You may be tempted by old comforts, pulled back toward familiar energies, seduced by the thought of just one more chance. Spirit warns, do not mistake nostalgia for alignment. The past is resurfacing, not to be reclaimed, but to be released. If you cling to what was, you risk losing the miracle of what is becoming. Between August 29th to 31st, truth and illusion will dance side by side, and only through stillness, through deep listening, will you discern the difference. This is why I say again, slow down. Do not rush, do not react. Anchor yourself in presence, for presence is the only compass that can guide you through this portal. Another sign you will notice is the intensity of your dream life. As the veil between timelines thins, the subconscious speaks more directly, offering revelations in the language of symbols. Do not dismiss these dreams as random. They are maps, guiding you through the portal. You may dream of people you have not seen in years, and those dreams may stir emotions you thought were resolved. You may find yourself in landscapes that feel both alien and familiar, as if you are walking in other dimensions, glimpsing fragments of parallel lives. Some of you will experience lucid dreams, where you are aware you are dreaming and can shift the course of events within it. This is not mere fantasy, it is training. Spirit is showing you that you have the power to alter your reality, even in the dream state, as practice for doing it consciously in waking life. Déjà vu will intensify in your waking hours as well, moments where time folds upon itself and you feel you have lived this before. Pay attention. These moments are not trivial, they are markers, reminders that you are at a crossroad of timeline. When you feel the déjà vu, pause, breathe, anchor, then ask, what am I choosing in this moment that creates this repetition? Am I breaking the cycle or feeding it? Dreams in déjà vu are the language of the soul, and in this portal, they will speak louder than ever before. But perhaps the most startling sign will be the sudden resurfacing of people from your past. They may reach out unexpectedly, crossing your path in ways that feel orchestrated by fate itself. These encounters are not coincidences. They are karmic checkpoints. That ex who suddenly messages you, that old friend who reappears, that family member who triggers old wounds, each is an emissary of your unfinished lessons. They come not to trap you, but to test you. Will you fall into the old dance, repeating words and actions that keep you bound? Or will you stand in the awareness you have earned and respond from your higher self? Spirit says, These are not people. They are mirrors. Mirrors of your growth, mirrors of your healing, mirrors of the chains you have broken or still need to break. Do not respond with haste. Do not assume their return means reconciliation is destiny. Sometimes closure comes not by reopening the door, but by finally locking it with love, forgiveness, and release. The universe is asking you to show through action, not intention, that you are no longer available for cycles that dim your light. When someone from the past appears in these days, see it as sacred theater, a performance staged by the divine to give you one final chance to rise above the old script. If you pass the test, the portal opens wider. If you fall, the loop continues. The choice, beloved, is entirely yours. Another sign, perhaps the most disorienting of all, is the sensation of being paused between realities. Many of you will feel like you are caught in a liminal space, neither fully in the old world nor fully anchored in the new one. Time may feel strange. You might notice hours slipping by unnoticed, or moments stretching out as if eternity has opened inside a single breath. Some of you may even feel as though you are watching yourself from the outside, as if your spirit has stepped a few feet away from your body to observe. This is not madness. It is ascension. The old you is dissolving, and the new you is still being woven together. That in-between space is unsettling, because your soul is literally shifting its anchor from one timeline to another. It is like standing in the hallway of your own evolution doors, closing behind you, new ones creaking, open ahead. You may feel restless, as if something monumental is about to happen, but you cannot name it. That is because you are standing in prophecy itself. The waiting, the heaviness, the uncertainty is proof you are in transit between dimensions. Spirit says, do not mistake stillness for stagnation. This pause is the womb of your rebirth. And then, amidst the uncertainty, will come sudden flashes of clarity, lightning strikes of knowing that cut through the fog. Between August 29th and 31st, many of you will experience downloads, bursts of spiritual insight, inner revelations, or visions of your path ahead. They may come in meditation, in the silence of dawn, or even in the middle of mundane activities when you are least expecting them. You may suddenly understand why certain cycles repeated, why certain people came into your life, or why a specific hardship had to happen. This clarity will not be gentle, it will be piercing, undeniable, impossible to ignore, and it may demand immediate surrender. Spirit does not always whisper softly. Sometimes truth arrives like thunder. Do not dismiss these insights as imagination. Write them down, anchor them, because they are the blueprints of your next chapter. These downloads are the gifts of the thin veil. They are the voice of your higher self, breaking through, reminding you that you are not wandering without guidance. If you have prayed for answers, this is when they come. If you have sought direction, these are the days when the signposts appear. But understand this, clarity is useless without courage. The universe may show you the path, but you must choose to walk it. For others, this portal will manifest as a strange interruption of the ordinary. Devices glitching, plans collapsing, doors that once opened suddenly shutting without reason. These, too, are signs. The universe is reordering your path, redirecting your energy away from what no longer serves you. At first, it may feel like chaos, like the rug has been pulled out from beneath your feet. But Spirit says, what looks like breakdown is breakthrough in disguise. You are being pulled away from misaligned energies before they can chain you again. Pay attention to these interruptions. If a meeting falls through, it may be because you were not meant to be there. If a connection fizzles, it may be because their energy cannot walk with you into this next chapter. The signs are everywhere, and in these days, they will grow too loud to ignore. Some of you will see repeating numbers, 111, 222, 444 on clocks, receipts, and signs, each a divine code whispering, stay awake, you are being guided. Others will hear phrases repeated by strangers, only to realize they are hearing the exact message their soul needed. Nothing is random now. Reality itself is speaking to you, bending around you, conspiring to either free you or test if you will remain asleep. Beloved one, the first instruction for these sacred days is this: slow down, do not rush, Do not force. Do not allow urgency or impulsive action to steer your path. The energy between August 29th and 31st is magnified, and every choice made in haste carries exponential consequences. Spirit is not calling you to strive or push, but to pause and breathe, to move like the priest or priestess who knows they are walking through a temple. Each word you speak is a spell, each action a ritual, each thought an offering to the altar of your future. If you rush, you will spill the sacred oil. If you act without awareness, you will replay the cycle you prayed to escape. These days are not about how much you can do, they are about how deeply you can be present. The greatest act of power will not be reaction, but restraint. Not doing more, but doing less, with full awareness. Let your movements be deliberate, your speech be measured, and your choices be guided by stillness rather than urgency. Spirit says, the one who pauses to listen hears the voice of destiny. The one who rushes only repeats the past. The second instruction is, protect your energy. This is not the time to scatter yourself thin, to engage in endless conversations, to scroll mindlessly through noise. These 3 days are sacred ground, and you must guard your temple, cleanse your aura daily, whether through smoke, water, prayer, or visualization. Journal your emotions, for what is unspoken festers, but what is written transforms into clarity. Place your feet on the earth if you can, ground yourself beneath the sky, and remind your body that it is safe to hold the rising frequencies. Protecting your energy also means discerning who you allow into your space. If certain people trigger old cycles or drain your spirit, limit access. The universe is watching how you steward your boundaries now. Every no spoken with love is a declaration to spirit that you are choosing yourself. Every act of self-protection is a shield against karmic repetition. Do not confuse kindness with sacrifice. Your light is needed for your path, not wasted in the shadows of others' patterns. The third instruction, pay attention to synchronicities. In this portal, the ordinary world becomes alive with messages, but only for those awake enough to see them. That number on the license plate, the song that finds you at the exact moment you are thinking of someone. The dream that repeats over 2 or 3 nights, these are divine codes, breadcrumbs from your higher self. Many will dismiss them as coincidences, but you who are awakened know there are no coincidences. Every synchronicity is a whisper from the universe, a sign that your soul is being guided. Write them down, follow the trail. Do not overlook even the smallest alignment, for it may hold the key to the breakthrough you have been waiting for. Spirit speaks in patterns, in repetitions, in echoes. And in these days, the echoes will grow louder until you cannot ignore them. The fourth instruction is to remember that the moon's energy is not asking for reaction, but conscious choice. These afternoon moon days tempt you to react, to snap at those who trigger you, to fall into old arguments, to chase what is slipping away. But this energy is not testing how fast you can respond. It is testing how consciously you can choose. When tension rises, step back. When emotions flare, breathe. Ask yourself, am I choosing from my wound or from my wisdom? Am I moving from fear or from faith? The universe is not interested in perfection, but in presence. If you can pause long enough to choose rather than react, you are already breaking cycles that bound you across lifetimes. Remember, not every invitation deserves your response. Not every battle requires your energy. Sometimes the most powerful choice is silence. Sometimes it is walking away. In these days, let your choices be the proof of your evolution. The fifth instruction, step into observer mode. Imagine yourself as the eagle soaring above the storm, seeing everything yet not caught in the chaos. When old triggers arise, do not collapse into them, observe them. When people from your past reappear, do not rush into judgment, observe their role. When synchronicities line your path, do not dismiss them as small, observe their pattern. The observer does not get trapped in the loops. The observer sees the loop for what it is, a test, a teaching, a mirror. In these days, your greatest power is detachment, not indifference, but sacred neutrality. By watching instead of reacting, by noticing instead of clinging, you shift from being the pawn of karma to being the master of your own soul's chessboard. Spirit says, the one who sees clearly cannot be bound again. And finally, beloved, the sixth instruction: treat these 3 days as holy. Light a candle, sit in silence, create ritual leaven, if only in small ways. Speak to your ancestors, your guides, your higher self. Offer gratitude not just for what you have, but for what is breaking away. Because what feels like loss is often protection, and what feels like delay is often divine timing. Anchor your mornings with intention, end your nights with release. Carry yourself as one walking through sacred fire, because in truth, you are. August 29th to 31st are not random dates on a calendar. They are thresholds, and the way you carry yourself through them will echo into the months ahead. Do not treat them lightly. Do not dismiss them as just another week. Spirit says, I have marked these days to test the chosen. Those who listen will rise. Hear me now, chosen one. For this is the prophecy. What happens between August 29th and 31st will not pass quietly. These days are sealed as a threshold, a final whisper from the universe before the next great unfolding. You will be tested, yes. You will be shaken, yes. But the shaking is not destruction, it is awakening. The cosmos has drawn a line in the sand and placed you directly before it. One side holds the cycles you have repeated for lifetimes, the pain you've carried, the illusions you've entertained, the versions of yourself you have outgrown yet still cling to. The other side holds the timeline you have prayed for: expansion, freedom, alignment, a life that mirrors the vibration of your soul. The portal of these days is the bridge between them. Spirit is warning you: if you sleepwalk, if you react, if you slip back into old patterns, the cycle will repeat, and you will carry the weight of that repetition far longer than you imagine. But if you walk through this threshold with awareness, if you choose stillness over reaction, presence over haste, alignment over nostalgia, then you step into a destiny that has been waiting for you, calling you, preparing for you. The echoes of your choices in this window will reverberate into September, into the rest of the year, even into the years to come. This is why Spirit is urgent, why the call is prophetic. Move with consciousness, or the cycle repeats. But if you listen, if you trust, if you honor these days as holy, then everything changes. You will rise, you will be reborn, and you will look back on August 29th to 31st, not as days on a calendar, but as the moment destiny turned in your favor.